Hello everyone and welcome to December 9th, Wednesday of the second week of our Advent season. Here's a reflection by Susan Henry Crow. The reality of Advent isn't that we are waiting for the birth of the Christ child. The Christ child is here and is waiting for us to come. He is crying out to us from the border. He is calling us from the voices of the poor. He is shouting to us from those in prison. He is waiting for us to live out our faith, for us to seek justice, for us to pursue peace. Let us go, for he is waiting. Let us go, for he is waiting. What a wonderful idea for us to reflect on during Advent. Let us go, for he is waiting. Last Wednesday, we remembered the lives of the 4 churchwomen who were martyred. And last Wednesday was the 40th anniversary of their martyrdom. Last Wednesday night, I had the opportunity to be a part of a virtual celebration of their lives. It was organized by the Maryknoll sisters, and over 1,000 people participated in it. And it was a wonderful experience. The gathering was attended by sisters, by friends, by family of the women. And as they spoke about it, they each said this: even though we're remembering the 40th anniversary of their deaths, what has remained alive all these years later is the memory of how they lived, their example to us of what they dedicated their lives to. And many of them beautifully shared about how the example of these women inspired them to make choices throughout their lives to reach out to the poor. Today is the feast day of Saint Juan Diego. And Saint Juan Diego, here's a picture of him. Saint Juan Diego is part of the wonderful Guadalupe story. And he was a native of Mexico and is the first native indigenous saint from the Americas. He experienced an apparition of the Virgin Mary on 4 different occasions in December of 1531 at the hill of Tepeyac. The Basilica of Our Lady of Guadalupe that stands today is located at the foot of Tepeyac, and it still has the actual mantle or tilma of Juan Diego's, where the image of the Virgin first appeared when he went to the bishop at that time to tell him about the Virgin who had appeared to him. Juan Diego was canonized in 2002 by Pope John Paul II. What makes the apparition of the Blessed Mother to Juan Diego so important is her appearance, how she actually appeared in that apparition. She didn't appear as a Caucasian person, like the Spanish colonizers who had come to that region. Instead, she appears as one of the people, dark-skinned and speaking in their native language, not in Spanish. She appears not as one of the colonizers, but as one of the people who sadly were often mistreated and oppressed by the Spanish colonizers. So we see Mary coming to be one with the people, enfolding them in her care, in her love, and in her protection. So let's listen to this quote by Pope Francis about Juan Diego. Just as she made herself present to little Juan, so too the Virgin continues to reveal herself to all of us, especially to those who feel, like him, worthless. Juan, who called himself the leather strap, a tail, a wing, oppressed by another's burden, became the ambassador for the Blessed Mother, most worthy of trust. Many times Juan Diego told the Virgin that he wasn't suited to oversee the building of the shrine she had requested, but Our Lady prevailed and was persistent. This tells us something, that we are all necessary, especially those who normally do not count or feel worthless. Have there been times when you have felt worthless, or maybe that you really didn't matter? Or have you known someone else who you have encountered that has felt that way? I think the feast day of Juan Diego offers us a reminder to be watching out for those who are cast aside, those who are left out. And that doesn't necessarily mean those who are homeless or those who are hungry or the imprisoned. It certainly can mean that, but it also can mean people right in our own lives, those in our families, those we know at work, those we see at school, someone who feels alone and forgotten. And Juan Diego, in his encounter with Our Lady of Guadalupe, reminds each one of us that we matter and that we are worthy of love. Remember that line from that beginning reflection. Let us go, for he is waiting for us. During these Advent days, maybe we can try and be like Juan Diego, who, even though he had a hard time believing it, came to understand that he was needed, and he was the one trusted in carrying out the message that Mary gave to him. And so it is with us. We are needed in this time. We are trusted with the light of Christ to bring to others. And in turn, we can be the ones who reach out to someone else to remind them that Christ's light is alive in them and that it burns brightly. Let us go, for he is waiting for us. He is waiting for us. This Saturday, for the 5 p.m. Mass, we will be celebrating the great feast of Our Lady of Guadalupe. And our Cultural Diversity Ministry invites every one of you to please join us, whether it be in person or via live stream. And it'll be a wonderful celebration, and we hope that you can be with us. And until we meet each other again, may the spirit of Juan Diego be with us. And I wish you each deep, deep